Welcome back, everybody, to the Meeple Marathon and West Kingdom Wednesdays. Today, we are going to be continuing our playthrough of the Tomesaga expansion for the entire trilogy, and today is Paladins' turn to get the Tomesaga treatment. So, again, we have the Overlord here, who is our main threat in the game, and it is a cooperative game, so you have to play with at least two players. Technically, I could see how you could play this one in particularly with just a single player. After having played it a couple times here, it would work, but there is a key element to the game that you would be missing out on, and I think that is an integral strategy to winning against the Overlord. So let's talk about what differences you need to include during setup. So first off, you'll notice up here there are some additional cards added, and these are the main ones here. These are the Overlord threat cards. These represent threats that you need to complete actions in order to remove a specific number of workers, utilizing the plain wooden meeples that came with the Tomesaga trilogy. So right now on this first threat card there are 3 meeples. Now this first threat card actually is never going to leave. But you can see that we need to complete either the attack or the convert action. We're playing with 2 players, so we only have to do it 3 times, which is why I have 3 meeples sitting out there. If we don't, if we're not able to handle this threat at the end of the round, we're going to lose an honor. All right, and this is our honor tracker here, this natural wooden flag, and this is going to start at the top and work its way down. Now there are ways for us to push it back up, and we want to keep it as high as possible, so just keep that in mind, that losing honor is a bad thing, obviously. As the game progresses, we are going to flip over each round, and in round 3 we'll flip over 2 additional threats. They will be things like you have to complete the absolve action an X number of times depending on the player to get rid of it. These here, once we remove the X number of workers, it's usually 3 for 2 players the first time, then they go away, so we don't have to deal with them anymore. This is the only one that stays out for the entire game. And then the final round here, I can flip this one over because it's not a secret. It's telling us our target score the entire time, which is 70 points per player. But it's also going to tell us that our missions of where we want to be on our virtue track here get harder. The goals up here are going to become more difficult, and that any worker meeples left sitting on any threat cards are going to be -3 victory points. So beyond these threat cards here, we've also included some new King's Order cards. So you can see here that these are very different than the previous ones. And what we need to do here is reach our specific virtue levels to that height. So in this instance, I would need to get my blue all the way up to the top here and my fight to 4. Now, once I do this, any one person on the team, so in this case I just have my partners, can spend a meeple to place it there. It stays there the rest of the game, but they have completed it for the entire team. Not every single person needs to do it, so keep that in mind when we're moving forward. And as a reward for doing so, everybody will get to increase their honor token here up 1. So there's going to be 2 more of these flipping over, and they're exactly the same. They all have to do with where I am on the virtue track and which it is at a certain height. The King's Favor cards are the same as always. The only new rule that's been added with Tomesaga is that more than one person can go to a specific King's Favor card. Your penalty, however, is to lose an honor per worker meeple that's already there. So if say, this meeple on the left here went to this one, and then this meeple on the right, worker on the right, also wanted to send a worker, he would just have to lose 1 honor. If this person also wanted to go back, he would have to lose 2 honor at that point, because even his worker counts. All right, nothing over here has changed as far as how this functions and manages. We will be, flipping over tavern cards based on a 2-player game, so that's going to be 3 tavern cards, unlike the solo game where you only flip over 2. And so we talked about, our favor tokens here, and we talked about what we're going to be doing with the plain colored meeples. The only other thing that has been added to the game, setup wise, are these particular what are these guys called? Townsfolk cards. So there's 4 townsfolk unique townsfolk cards. Man, I can't talk today. In the box, and you can either randomly pass them out or you can selectively choose them, but you can see that each one is going to give you a way to increase your honor based on taking a certain action. So you get to start with these, and also this is letting you know that if any point what's this called? Not conquest. Inquisition. Anytime an inquisition happens, if you have 2 or more suspicion, you lose an honor. So that's just a reminder to you. So you get to start with these, and you also get to start with your standard townsfolk drawn from the stack. So with the bishop, I paired him with the abbot. So basically I'm getting bonuses. I'm going to be doing a lot of absolving over here. And with the traveler, I paired the missionary, because the traveler is going to need supplies, and we're also going to want to be doing converting. So hopefully that will be a good combo. And I've got my eye on this other missionary up here to help me get some workers. Even the architect, will be a good way to get some supplies in. So, all right, let's see here. And the last thing that we have added during setup is this little addition to your player board. This is just simply a little cardboard piece that is added down. You know which one you want based on, see, that's the picture of the traveler. And so I know that's the one that has to go with the traveler. And this is the one with the picture of the bishop on the back. So this one goes on the bishop's board. You can see they're different. And so the color of the meeple and what you have to pay is different on each one. But the reward is the same. So gaining an honor and discarding a suspicion card. So that just gives you an additional place to spend your worker meeple on the board. The last thing that we need to talk about here is what makes sense for playing cooperative mode, and that's the cooperation module. So when you're playing cooperatively, what you have the ability to do is anything on the left side of your player board, so these 2 sides over here, you can take this action, but the reward can be given to the other player, or if you're playing with more than 2 people, any other player. So you have to spend the worker meeples, you have to spend, in this case you would have to spend the coins, but you can let them do the developing. So in that case, they would actually get to pull off their thing, place it down, they would gain the worker meeple, they gain all the rewards. And it's no halfway, it's no, you gain the thing, but I gain the meeple. So you could hunt for someone and give them all of the supplies. You could trade and give them all of the money. You could recruit and allow them to take the card, and any benefits that come with that card come to this person as well. So if you were, say, to recruit the gatekeeper, if they're taking the gatekeeper, they get that coin that comes with the gatekeeper. All of the stuff over here is still only for your person. So you cannot commission and have this person take off their thing. But what is a very important action in the strategy that I have determined is the prey action. So we'll be utilizing the prey action a lot more than usual because we're going to be wanting, if possible, to complete certain actions 3 times in a round in order to clear a threat before it does anything to us. Otherwise, the Paladins work exactly the same. How you pay for and send out your meeples and everything like that works exactly the same. But the cooperation is the big thing. Being able to pay for something over here and the other person gain the benefit. Also, if, say, I have a Paladin out who says developing costs 2 less coins, I, as the person paying for the development, would get that benefit. But if the Paladin over here says developing costs 2 less coins, and I want to develop for the left worker or the left player here, I still have to pay. But if, say, it's the Paladin over here that says the trade action gains you 2 additional coins, all right, and I come over here and I spend my 2 worker meeples to trade. Normally you would get just 3 coins, but I'm going to give them to the left person over here. This left person, since they have a Paladin that says the trade action gains you 2 additional coins, would get the 2 additional coins. So think about it. All of the payment and all of the payment bonuses have to happen with the person taking the action, and all of the rewards and all of the reward bonuses go to the person receiving the reward. So that's the cleanest way I can say it. It was a little confusing for me at first, but after getting some clarification, it makes a lot of sense. Again, you're only focusing on the left side of your player board, and all of the payments and payment bonuses have to stay on who's taking the action, and the rewards and the reward bonuses all have to go to whoever is receiving the reward. All right. Other than that, everything is pretty much the same. But what we're going to attempt to do is, unlike obviously a multiplayer game where you're just worried about yourself, I think what I'm going to try and do is focus on one player here, getting their banners as high up as possible and knocking out those King's Order cards very quickly. Because as you can see, the highest you can go is a 12, and I haven't gotten confirmation on this. But if you get to the end and you flip over this card and it makes all of your requirements plus 2, that 12 that I just flipped over becomes a 14. Am I allowed to take my blue like 13, 14? I don't think so. I think that card just automatically becomes unobtainable. So again, I have requested for some clarification on BGG and haven't heard back yet, but if I figure out the answer, I will let you guys know. So let's go ahead and just get started with some gameplay here, and we'll talk through some of the strategy that I think is necessary to be successful. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the player on my right here being the first player. Again, that really doesn't matter, but you do need to go back and forth with your actions, because that does matter, especially with the cooperation thing. All right, so I've got Roland here, basically recruiting costs no silver, absolving costs no silver, and developing costs 2 fewer silver. I definitely think I'm going to go with developing. I'm actually going to put absolving costs no silver on the bottom. When you're playing Paladins, whichever Paladin you place on the bottom of your deck in the very first round, and the first round only, will come back up. So just keep that in mind, a little bit of strategy. All the rest, after round 1, anybody you put on the bottom you're not going to see again. But that way, I'm planning on doing a lot of absolving. I don't really need to make the 1s and the 2s cheaper now. I'd love for the 3s to be free. So I want that action near the end game. And I always like developing early on, and developing costs for no matter what stage of the game you're in. So we're going to get Samson out here. And for our player on the left, we have got absolving, trading, and commissioning, which is our thing. Commissioning costs no provisions. So again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put the commissioning one on the bottom, knowing that I'm going to get that back end game for the final round, and hopefully be able to squeeze out one or two things here. So I think what I'm going to do is put absolving there and have the trading gain 2 coins. So you guys are about to witness my strategy right off the bat here is going to be to help each other out, boost, get some coins in each other's pockets, and get some developments out for cheap. So technically you are supposed to flip over your tavern cards before you choose your paladins, but I always really don't ever look at the tavern cards. I'm always focused on what action do I want to make cheaper. So all right, so developing doesn't really matter what is there. I definitely want someone to have a black meeple so they can pray, and I would love to have 2 of them at least. Have 2 of them out there so we can each pray each other's things off, or ourselves things off. So somebody definitely is going to get this one with the black. Every single one of them has a thief or a conspirator. So we're going to be taking some stuff here. So I think we'll go ahead and say you take this and you take this. All right. So green and a white, and then also a purple, 2 whites, and a black. All right. I'll try and keep these in view here. And then over here we're getting 2 blues. Oh no, actually I want this one because I want to be able to trade again. Oh no, but I got 2 blues, so I don't really need to take on the extra. What am I going to be doing with the reds though? Recruiting, probably. Converting, maybe. So yeah, we'll stick with this plan. 2 reds, a white, and a purple. All right. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep placing my people there on the board as my stacks get bigger, but hopefully they get bigger. All right. So we each need to take, you took it first. You're getting 2 coins. And you took the second one, you get none. So one thing to consider is that we're all playing cooperatively here, and the Overlord, there's no AI player who can take the hits on the Inquisitions. So you're going to be getting those debt cards. So it's just going to happen. But we can turn them into victory points at the end of the game. All right. So right off the bat here, Samson is going to develop for nice and cheap. And we will go ahead and develop for ourselves this turn. So we get our 1 white worker back. And we know we want to absolve here. We also want to be able to attack and convert. So basically I'm going to be focusing on this bottom row specifically. So I'm just going to go ahead and make absolve as cheap as possible right off the bat. So I do need to pay 2 coins to do that. And I got my worker meeple. I've done my action. So there we go. Okay. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the trade action, which we've already established. It's going to gain me 5 silver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Pretty straightforward. And then we're going to come back over here and we will pray. All right, that's going to cost us 2 coins. And we can remove our development people, and that's our action. And so then I will come back over here and I will use my purple worker and 2 of my newly acquired coins to remove my trade people. And then I'm going to come back over here. Oh no, I need to wait to develop because I'm a little short on money. I need my cash flow coming from over here. Okay. So what do I want to do right off the bat? Now I'm going to need these two, and I'm not going to get a meeple for it. So since I have a purple worker, I could go ahead and absolve once. Now the question is, who do I want to be able to push up the tracks as quickly as possible here? Because that's another thing. Maybe I do need to develop for myself twice. Start pushing up the blue track. Okay, I'm gonna get a worker meeple for absolving. Alright, so let's go ahead and do it. This is going to be my person who is going to charge forward on the virtue track. I've just gone ahead and made that decision. Alright, so definitely have a 0 level here. And I'm going to gain a black on my virtue track. I'm also going to, I could push this up, but it's already at the top. And I gain a white meeple. And the question is, do I want to get one more white meeple back? Or do I want to recruit? Yeah. I actually kind of like that. Let's go ahead and take the free recruit action so I can discard this card. And I'm going to recruit the architect here. He's going to give me a supply. And that's it. Alright. So I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to trade again, but I'm going to give the 3. See, unfortunately, it's just 3 this time. 1, 2, 3. Because the reward bonus is over here, but I'm giving the reward over here. So, alright. But that's fine. He just needed 2 so that he could come back over here and develop for 2 coins. So I'll give him another white worker. And we will do I just make absolve super cheap now? Or do I stay here on the bottom and keep these cheap? I think we're going to keep these cheap down here. Although I just pushed up my convert, so maybe we make that one good. Yeah. Alright. Now I need a white meeple. There we go. Okay, so back over here I've got 1 red person. Yeah. Let's spend this person to dismiss this missionary up here who's going to give me a white and a green. Okay. And then we're going to come back over here and I will take on another suspicion. Gaining 2 coins. Boom, boom. Alright, and that's it for over here. Then I'll come back over here and I will use these 2 guys here to spend 4 coins and develop. We want commissioning and converting. So let's actually start with converting, build up our supplies, and then we can commission like crazy. Alright, so that's good. I get 1 white worker in the process. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here and spend these two guys here to convert. Yeah, or do I want to save them? I may actually save them till the next round, because I could convert and that'll remove one of these workers, but unless I can remove two more, which is not going to happen, I'm still going to take the penalty. But if I can save these two worker meeples and consider that they are kind of earmarked for this action here, then maybe this side can also convert, and then maybe we can get some attacking it. So I think I'm going to pass. I did almost forget here that when I developed, I'd already gotten my architect, and she should have given me a supply. And I also think I'm going to save this gentleman here. I could hunt with them, but I don't really, hopefully, yeah. Yep, okay. I made my decision. We are passing. So at this point, you can go ahead and clean up your boards if you'd like. But then we need to look at our threat cards. So in this first round, there's only that one starting one. We did not convert and or attack 3 outsiders. So we did not take care of that threat. So that threat is going to penalize us. And this one only gives us one option, and it's to lose 1 honor each person. Further ones will give you the option of other things you might be able to lose, but they're always going to have the option of losing an honor. So we can put these guys at the bottom. This is how I do my Paladins cards, especially with there being space on the bottom, because as long as you're always tucking to the bottom, and then drawing your 3 more up, you can keep your cards stacked here on top, and it doesn't affect the game in any way. So, all right, let's get rid of this outsider. Push everybody. All right, the gatekeeper's gone. All right, so missionaries a lot cheaper now. Okay. And we flip over a new King's Order. Okay, so these kind of balance each other out. I'm definitely, if I get to this one, I'm definitely getting there, but then I got to get basically my reds and my blues high. But we also flip over this new threat card. You can see at 2 players, there's going to be 3 workers there, and it's the garrisoning action. And if I don't clear off all those workers in this round, at the end of the round, I will each person will have to lose an honor or lose a development that's, been placed, which I certainly don't want to have happen. So, all right. Second round, we can pass the scroll here over, and let's check out who we want. So garrisoning costs no provisions would be good. Absolving costs no silver. Recruiting costs no silver. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is bring up the garrison. See how quickly we can get rid of that threat there. All right. And so then over here, we commission recruiting. Trading gains 2 additional silver. Maybe I will do that one. Commissioning. Not too worried about commissioning. Recruiting. Is there anybody I'm dying to recruit over here? Not really. So, yep. There we go. All right. We're going to go with Otten again and Berenger. Okay, let's take a look at some tavern cards. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I would like to be able to garrison twice over here and once over here, if possible. So this guy is getting 2 blues, He's got the purple and the white. What he's going to need is some reds. At least one red. So he's eyeballing that one. This guy gets to choose first, though. He's getting a blue and a red. And he is going to want, again, more blues and more reds, but also a black. So he would like at least one purple to pray. So yeah, he's going to take the hit. Both of these guys are going to take a debt. So let me just remind myself when an Inquisition happens. Do you get suspicion decks the Inquisition? Suspicion. Needs to take silver when they're more silver than there is available in tax supply. They should take the rest from the main silver supply. Okay. That's what I thought. All right. So this guy, actually, I believe we draw these out one at a time. So this guy is going to take this one, which is going to draw him 2 suspicion. Alright, so he has to draw 2 suspicion for this. So let's just see what it is. 1 coin and 1 coin, which just has to come from the main supply. Alright, so at this point, I believe an Inquisition happens before this guy has to draw his cards. So we went ahead and got that out of the way, which is nice because this guy will gain a debt. But he also gets to get rid of one of these. Unfortunately, just one. But this also is going to go down. Okay. But then we can refill the tax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now this person can go ahead and claim their card. 2 whites, a purple, and a red. Alright, so we're done with these. I need a suspicion card, which is just going to be a single coin from the tax. And now we are good to go. So, we are starting over here, and we know we want to garrison. Garrisoning costs no provisions. So, let's go ahead and spend you, and you, and you. We'll match everything up nicely. So boom, boom, boom. Garrisoning is free, so I get to move up on my black. And what do I need? I only have strength of 3. So I can come here. I could recruit somebody instantly. I could get some money. I could gain a green worker. Who do I want to recruit? I do want to recruit that missionary. So maybe we'll just do that. We'll go ahead and get this out of the way. They, however, let's do, yeah, I'm going to take the further one so that my partner can come and take this one. So we are going to take our missionary here. They don't get us anything instantly, but we've got a big convert action bonus now. And so we garrisoned. We took that action, so we get to remove that meeple. All right. So then we go over here, and do I go ahead and garrison over here? Do I go ahead and trade? Let's trade first, so we don't forget. So I trade here, get me lots of money. 5 more silver. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to come back over here, and I will use one of my purples to pray. So it's going to cost me 2, but I can remove all of these guys. Boom, boom, boom. then we come back over here and we will go ahead and make sure we don't forget about the garrisoning action. So boom, the black's gonna push up, and we knew what we wanted to take was this, and they wanted, what did they want to do? Hold on, there's nobody I really want here. It's either recruit or 2 coins, and we've got tons of coins, but there's really nobody that I want. I don't think if I take the Watchman right now, I get that bonus instantly. And since I'm garrisoning, I'm on the right side of the board. I cannot go here and it's part of this and give him the person, which would be helpful. Any of either of those acolytes. Oh, would be helpful. Hopefully I don't need to do a ton of garrisoning after this, but I might need to do, you know, some fortifying. So do I take the gatekeeper before she disappears? Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll take the gatekeeper. Not super excited about it. I do get to get rid of one of my suspicion. And that's it. Alright, so we come back over here and we will be garrisoning, I guess. So I get to remove this. Boom, boom, boom. And go like that. There we go. Now they all fit. This again is free, so this pushes up. And I have a strength of 3, so what do I want? Well, can I do something with a green worker? Let me remove this and this before I forget about it. No, but I could save him for the next round. Workers are always good, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's claim. Let's not throw it. I don't know where that little guy went. Oh, there he is. Okay, claim our green worker. All right, then we're coming back over here. I do kind of want to convert again, but again, wasn't able to do it over here. I could absolve, gain another worker, and then convert somebody. Or develop, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Developing is going to give me a worker too. Man, I hate spending purple people like this, but so let's go this direction. Boom and boom. All right, so I need to spend 2 silver this time. Oh wait, I haven't pushed up my blue stat yet. Oh no. Ah. I want to save my commissioning. So do I attack? Attacking could get me what I need. Yeah, I guess we're gonna attack. Okay, at least I'm using my purples. Alright, so I will be attacking. And who do I want to attack? I've got a strength of just 2. But I can spend 1 coin to get to 4. I need this guy. So 2 coins gets me to 6. I can attack this guy. I get to push up my blue, and I gain 2 white workers. All right. Boom. Oh, back over here, I'm going to pass. So back over here, I will develop. So I have to pay the full price this time. boom, boom. And what do I want to make cheaper? I guess the attack. So let's boot you off and make attacking cheaper. All right, and I do get a green Meeple, whom I will save for the next round. Okay, so we did get rid of the garrisoning action. So again, we only have to deal with this one. We're each going to lose an honor. But remember, I can like take the garrisoning act or the commissioning action to bump it up over here. I could take the absolving action to bump it up. I could also go here. So there are lots of ways to bump it up. Let me just go ahead and flip these over. So you can see here, this is the final King's Order card. So basically, I need to get the blue and the black up to 12 and the blue and the black up to 12 and the red up to 10. These are not easy. This is the hardest part of the game, is meeting these. I also get my first King's Favor card. Ooh, which is a nice one. I do like that one. But I also have to flip over 2 threats. So developing, of course. I didn't get that coming out earlier when I developed like crazy. And fortifying. So 3 meeples on each, right? Yep, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to pause right there. So I will pick up the rest of this video in an extended playthrough video if you'd like to see the end. Scoring works exactly the same except for one key element in that wherever your honor marker is at the end of the game, not until the end of the game, all of your virtue and attribute flags need to come back to be level with your honor flag. So if you have not worried about pushing it back up and you're way down here with it at 4, you can push these flags up all the way up here to cover your King's Orders. But if your honor is way down here for endgame scoring, your flags are all going to go way down. And any King's Orders that you don't accomplish are given to the Overlord. So his 70 per person becomes 74 per person. Or you could think of it like that's a -4. Either way, the math all works out to be the same at the end. But essentially anything you don't get is negative, and each worker you don't clear is a -3. So other than that, you score up the exact same way you normally would, and your target is, in this 2-player game, 140 points between the 2 of you. So I have seen it done. I have not personally not done it. The best I have done is 110, but was very close to getting this number 4 one, but didn't quite get there. So that would have been an 8-point swing, so pretty close to 120. So, but still, I have yet to defeat the Overlord in any of the Tomesaga expansions. So maybe today will be the day. But like I said, we're going to stop here. If you're enjoying these videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. And if you'd like to be included in the West Kingdom Wednesdays series, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.